Hello there, Bick Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 3 Remastered on Brutal difficulty. This is chapter 14 of 22. It is entitled Cruisin for a Bruisin. So you may be fearing that you're going to be getting a bruisin, as the title suggests, but don't worry about it. I'm going to try to prevent you from getting bruised. And should you get bruised, we're going to try to keep those bruises to a bare minimum. Now the strange thing about this chapter, last time I did the guide, trying to remember, I think it was in excess of 20 minutes, but this time, you see the length of the video, it's only like 10 minutes, so I did things a lot more swiftly than before, probably just because I knew exactly what to do, and last time I was kind of going on it a little bit more blindly than normal. So anyway, we're going to come up here. We have no weapon yet, so you want to ascend the ladder, and I don't believe that it matters which way you go over here. The enemy is not going to turn his back on you. The last time I went right, this time I'm going left. Each time the enemy has always been facing me, so you're going to run right into him. It doesn't seem to, maybe it's completely random and I'm wrong about that, but it doesn't much matter because you're going to brawl with them. This guy is not going to hear, and he's going to give you a handgun. So you've got a Cal 7, and now you've got a handgun for yourself. And now this part up here, I've always done this part up on one of the cargo containers, and always stood coward-like where treasure number 72 of 101 is. So if you consult a treasure guide, I'm just talking about if you're completely confused. I know you might not know where number 72 is, but it's over in this venue where one of the cargo containers is, and you can hide up there. So the way this works is that when you jump down here, they're going to checkpoint it, and you're going to have to face like 2 to 3 enemies. And everything is going to be in motion here, and every time that the ship makes a violent move, it's going to prevent you from shooting, and it's going to stagger you essentially. But the good thing about that is that the enemies get staggered too. So now with this crossfade, the game is going to put you up a little bit right where the ultra heavy is. He's going to drop down. You get a checkpoint, and if you don't mind, I would recommend just tossing a grenade. He's very vulnerable when he starts tossing the grenades. You can get a lot of headshots on this guy. Now if he's throwing grenades and he gets staggered, he's already put down. Can you believe that? An ultra heavy already put down. But here's what happens. See, you can hide. See where it says ENC, that brown cargo container? You can jump up there and head over there to the right. So now you've got a very powerful gun, but the game is not less deadly because you have a powerful gun. You know, we could be sitting here with an AK-47. That doesn't give us any extra advantages. This gun, the ultra heavy walks fast with it, but you walk slow with it. How is that for illogic? But I've always just stood up there like a coward, and I decided no more, you know. But what I was going to say about that heavy is that and don't reset the checkpoint over here like a fool, because you can get a lot of good stuff for yourself. I reset the checkpoint and I got into the ballroom and I had jack shit for myself. But when he's about to throw grenades, and if he gets staggered, the heavy that is, don't forget to pick up this loot over here. There's actually a grenade over here too. So if the heavy's about to get staggered, he's throwing grenades. He'll stop throwing the grenades, but what happens every time, he resumes throwing the grenades so that you can capitalize on him when he's about to throw all those grenades at you. Now, I was a little upset over here because I reset the checkpoint back there, and I could have had my pick and choosing of some great stuff, and I ended up over here with jack shit. So I was a little irritated about that. So I decided to be a little bit more bold than I was last time and do a couple stealth takedowns over here and get a grenade for myself in. The guy over there to the extreme left will see you if you're not as fast as I was, and I'm not saying I'm particularly fast. It's just that I was always seen by him. But now the jig is going to be up pretty much. Once you move around, they're gonna start seeing stuff. We've got a grenade for ourselves, and it's your choice. You can stand back here, or you can stand behind one of the tables. It's a little debatable about which area is safer, because up here you can still get flanked with the same potential as down there. But I do think that that you get a little bit more safety over here, even though this weapon the cover trick is not foolproof. And I feel that it's just a little bit more safe than down by the tables. So yeah, if you feel differently, if you have a different experience, that's cool. I'm just telling you that I've always had better luck up here. So this wave isn't particularly dense, although you do have 2 heavies to deal with. So that once this heavy's dead, they're going to give you a checkpoint. And then it's actually the next checkpoint that I feel is a little bit more difficult, just because you've got to act really quick. So in a moment, you're going to see a crossfade, and I'm going to be on the opposite side of the ballroom because I got killed post-checkpoint. So now what you want to do is, from the starting point of that checkpoint, head back the way you came, grab the Tau sniper rifle, roll up here to avoid getting killed, nail this guy. Now, this guy's dropping a grenade launcher that could come in really handy at the beginning of the next fight. So I'm telling you, the next fight is very difficult. Now I'm going to show you a method of doing it without the grenade launcher, but I'm telling you, if you come to the next fight with a grenade launcher, you're going to trivialize the fight. So it's up to you, because this is difficult, but we do have a Tau sniper rifle. I mean, I know it's not a rifle. I always say that, but even coming there with two grenades would have been more helpful. Now here's the second heavy. You may have noticed that I was waiting for him to drop down. What you can do on this guy is you can just melee with this guy when he comes up the stairs. You don't want to melee with him down there by the tables, because those guys with the laser sights, those guys can nail you while you're meleeing with this heavy. And the combat with the heavy and anybody in general is a little bit broken on the stairs. Now, like a fool, I reset the checkpoint after this next area too. So what's going to happen is, now what you want to do is hide behind these tables. This Tau sniper pistol is very good to kill these guys with it, because it gives you a lot of visibility and clarity. Now we've killed one. Somebody up there is throwing grenades. Now, like I said, we've killed one sniper on either side. Now what you want to do is come back here, and see, this is just difficult because you've got to work so fast. You don't want to be by the tables when these guys jump down. And the thing now is, all we have left to do, there's a little edit while I was doing some perusing of weapons like I usually do. So all we've got to do now is, what you want to do is just leave one of the snipers up there so that you can hit him from the safety of back here. And then that gives you time to stand in front of where the doors to the elevator are going to open. There he is up there. He's right up there. So what you want to do is you can now you've had to rush. You've had to hastily go through all of the motions over here. But now these guys aren't going to spawn until you take care of that last sniper. So what I do is I stand right about here. It's a little risky because they could open the door quickly. But once I see those doors moving, I throw a grenade. And what ends up happening is that you can spawn kill these guys, kind of. There's about 3 of them. And like I said, like a fool, I reset the checkpoint. And what that does, I am jumping for joy like it's some big deal. And it kind of is, because that's the hard part to do. I reset the checkpoint, and I could have done all my weapon switching. I could have got, I was out of grenades, so that wouldn't have worked. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't bring the grenade launcher into the next chapter, because then, if somebody doesn't have it, then they're going to run into the problem of saying, well, this guy has a grenade launcher, he's got an advantage that I don't have. And nothing wrong with saying that at all, because, a hard part for somebody who's having problems, there's nothing worse than seeing somebody who has overpowered weapons. So, at the bare minimum, even though you reset the checkpoint and you lose out on enemy drops, there's at least, I think, 2 grenades in that room, and you can get a Tau sniper rifle. So I'm going to be bringing the Tau sniper into the next fight. Some grenades. Get the 2 grenades in that previous room. Nades are helpful. And the only other thing I have is the sawed-off shotgun. I should have brought the Cal 7 into the fight if I had my druthers. So what I would recommend, if you can prevent using yourself from the grenade launcher, bring the grenade launcher, because it's going to make this next fight very easy. But you run into the problem of then, the fight that in the ballroom on that second checkpoint is going to be difficult if I don't have a grenade launcher. It can be done. So it just, It's one of those things. You got to make a decision ultimately. But the good thing is I've got a strategy that doesn't require you to have a grenade launcher. Just a couple of grenades for the heavy and the shield guy. That is it, guys. That's chapter 14. I hope you didn't get bruised too much, but we're on a luxury liner here. Sometimes you do have to cruise for a bruise a little bit. You might get messed up a little bit, jacked up a bit, but at the end, those bruises will fade. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to fade out, and I'm going to fade back in at the beginning of chapter 15 for you guys. Take care.